Well, I used to have a business before that I ran for 11 years. I ended up selling it and wanted to do something fun because I got 4 kids. And after I wanted to do something fun, I went to Doc, the co-owner of the arcade, and basically spoke to him on an idea of starting up another business that could be fun with the kids. And he kind of threw around the arcade spiel to me, and I said, oh, it sounded really good. It sounded like something that nobody else ever does anymore. So, you know, we said, let's go for it. So we ended up pushing forward with it. We opened up August 13, 2010, and it just went from there. Everything went so fast, and it was strange how everything came about so quickly. And we ended up getting our first shipment from Denison, Iowa. Before we opened, I think it was in March, we went and picked them all up. We had a little convoy going out there. We had to pick up some Penske trucks and put all the arcade games on the trucks, brought them back, and out of the 130 cabinets, only 5 turned on. So it was kind of a, you know, what did we get ourselves into? But eventually we ended up opening up with 130 cabinets upon opening on August 13th. So
wow.
But now we have 374. Well, basically in each of the rooms there's 4 widescreen TVs, all 42-inch. And then we have 2 Xbox 360s, 2 PlayStation 3s, the Wii. Those are pretty standard in the room, but then we can go old school where you get the Nintendo 64 and the Sega Genesis. Bring those in if people request them. And we have a selection of games that people can get, you know, choose from all of the consoles. And they basically choose whatever one they want. We go in there, set it all up for them. They sit down on a nice black leather couches and order food and pizza or whatever they want and drinks, and no alcohol, but I know that was coming up. I can see it on your eyes.
So I can bring my son and have, say his birthday is coming up, so I can have the party there.
Right.
Oh, that would be like, you would love that.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of kids do come in there and they have a ball. I mean, there's times when parents are trying to get them to leave and the kids are, I want to stay, and they're crying and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. You know, it's cool to see them want to stay instead of want to leave. You know what I mean? So.
Hell, I would cry.
Yeah, I know. People ask for pillows and blankets if they can spend the night there. So.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Before we left, I understand you have a few listeners that you want to give a few shout-outs to.
Sure. My daughters are waiting for me to say hello to them. So.
All right. Super
and my son, but he's a little young, so he doesn't pay attention. But my oldest daughter, Caitlin, Caitlin Cantu. Hello, Caitlin. And I have Kaylee, Angeli Cantu, and Joshua. And, of course, my wife, Patty.
Hello, the Cantu family.
I would say I like a lot of the classics, and one of them in particular that I really liked since I started, it was a cabinet that we got. Nobody knew what it was. It just had 2 eyeballs on it.
Nice.
And obviously it was called Eyes, and it's an older game, and I started playing it, and I love it. I have the high score there, but that's like my favorite game out of all of them. I of course play like Mappy and stuff like Hubert, things like that. I enjoy the hard ones. Okay. Some of those, I mean, like Mappy is really hard, and and Eyes is hard too. So a lot of people that come in, I kind of try to introduce them to the older ones, and we even have like at the arcade we have an achievement list that we use, and it's designed for people that are new to the arcade scene. So when they come in, we give them this little, it's free, but they sign up for it, and basically every achievement that they get, they can redeem, they get points as they get the achievement, and then they can redeem it for like money off admission and drinks, things like that, and all the way up to an arcade machine. You get 10,000 points, you get an arcade machine, and we give you a list of the games that we have, and you can go ahead and choose, and we actually give you an arcade machine. Oh, no one's got it yet, but yeah, people are working. Yeah, so.
Well, that's awesome.
And that's unfortunately why I wish Doc was here for that, but he wasn't able to make it today. But
shout out to Doc.
Shout out to Doc. Yeah, he's actually the creator of the video game. It's called Dark Presence.
Okay.
The second part of the game, which I'm in, is called Conquering Light. Okay. It's basically a 2D fighting game. It's shot in high definition. A lot of different moves that they have in there. There's a lot more moves than your average. It has cinematic finishing moves.
Oh, wow.
So it's not the same as, and what's unique about the game too is he really stuck to the realism of fighting. There's no fireballs being thrown and not someone, you know, flipping and going through the air and stuff like that. Okay. Unless they can actually do that.
Okay.
Which Doc can actually do. So,
wow.
So his character is a little bit different. But
can I ask a question?
Sure.
Which one of y'all do the split and hit each other in the nuts?
That would probably, if anybody could do it, it'd be Doc. I know if I did that, I'd be pulling something. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh wow! Yeah, so it's in the vein of like, let's say, Mortal Kombat digitized.
It is. It's live video. I mean, it's actual video, so it doesn't look digital. Yes, it's all motion capture, and it is. I mean, what you see is what you get. He just basically cleans it up, and there's a lot involved with it. And again, I just don't want to say anything I shouldn't. According to Doc, but it is definitely something to look into, and we have a lot of supporters out there, and we do thank a lot of the supporters for Dark Presence or the Gallaoping Ghost Productions, which is what Doc owns, yeah, so it's supposed to be released this year, and kind of obligating Doc now because he says last year it was gonna, so we're trying to make sure it gets released this year.
So
I can say one thing that's unique about the arcade as well is we post a lot of high scores. We're a high score arcade.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I mean, aside from being completely badass, your home arcade.
Yes, we basically we follow very closely with arcade.com. We follow where we have score tracking, and basically when people come in, they want to set the high score for, it could be either the local, which is the Gallaoping Ghost Arcade high score or house high score, and then we have the world record high score. So we definitely, and we keep track of everything. They have to sign up with Arcade. They basically come in, they can give us their email, password, a temporary password, and then we go ahead and put them on Arcade, and then they basically, they can set scores, and we put them up there. And it's kind of like everybody's trying to beat each other's score, and it's really cool. A lot of people really get into it, and it's been a very nice thing for everybody. So.
Oh my God.
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily copycats, but there's been a lot of arcades that opened up since we've opened, and they kind of like the business model where they're charging the flat rate and then everything's for free. And we actually encourage it. We really, really like that. And we've actually helped a lot of different arcades that we're opening up, giving them different ideas. And some of the mistakes that we made, we let them know, hey, try not to do this because you don't want this to happen. And we help them so that they can become an arcade. So we definitely, we encourage it. We don't oppose it by any means, and we embrace all that stuff with the other people that are trying to do that.
Mr. Cantu,
Yes.
I remember back in the day when I was a youngster, and you go to the arcade and you have about 47 million people standing in one line, and it's like quarters lined up all across the top of the machine talking about who's next.
We don't have that problem.
Why?
Well, because we actually charge a flat rate when they come in, $15.
Yeah.
$15 gives you unlimited access to the arcade floor until we close at 2 a.m. So you get to play everything for free after that.
Wait a minute, wait, what time?
2 a.m.
Lord Jesus!
2 a.m. every day, even on Christmas, New Year's, doesn't make any difference. We are open until 2 a.m. every night.
You guys are open on Christmas Day?
Yes, sir.
You open on Jesus' birthday?
If I knew that, I would have celebrated there.
It's a question I want to ask you. You know, Nintendo did a lot of arcade machines for their home system games. Like the Nintendo Play, I guess what they call it, Nintendo Play 10 or whatever system. And also...
Talking about Play Choice 10?
Yeah, Play Choice 10, okay. Yes. Do you have any of those in this studio?
We did. We actually, because we've been expanding, we actually got rid of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had two of them, but we actually, we sold them, and we're adding, we want to add the games that are like true arcades. And not that it's not a true arcade,
I understand.
You know, we basically, we kind of ran out of space.
So that means you guys got Ring King and the original Punch Out, the wireframe.
Yes, we do. Yes,
oh, yeah.
Yes, we do.
I say you guys knock down Whole Foods right next door.